Okay, so as I said to you, particularly in this period in March, you've got huge opportunity for healing. And meditation and mysticism, all of that comes in, being able to go really deep, to get, also imagination and inspiration comes in. But from this point of view, Chiron will be taking more prominence during April. So this is all about deep healing, but this is healing for things that have like reoccurring circumstances, or it could be connected to a past life where something comes up and it just has that deep feeling about it where you just feel really uncomfortable. But it's normally a repeated thing, something that has not been sort of solved or resolved the first time round. So then it gets suppressed, or you sort of paper over it, and then it keeps popping up as you go along. It's a bit like trying to keep a beach ball underwater. If you lean on it, you can maybe hold it down for a little while, but sooner or later it's going to pop up. So Chiron healing, it's about that. It's about opening up those wounds, to deal with them once and for all. Open up the wounds, let the light in. This is wisdom through pain. That's what Chiron's about. And this can be physical issues as well, but it's normally emotional and in the emotional body. And this can be things like betrayal or fear, or circumstances that keep coming up, which make you very uncomfortable. If it's a physical wounding, then you need to go back to the original time it happened, the first time it happened, and examine what was going on around at that time. Examine the emotions, open it up again. Just acknowledge that pain, or whatever it was that you went through the first time, has had a place. It's had a purpose in your life. So you have to acknowledge that. You have to acknowledge that that's had a place and a purpose. Accept it, and then do a forgiveness ritual to release yourself from there. So you want to release your energy from there. So forgive the situation. You don't have to forgive the person if a person is involved. But you can forgive yourself and you can forgive the situation so that you can release your energy from there and then move on. It's sort of, you've got to open up and you've got to be absolutely honest as well about what went down, the first time it ever happened, or, what the circumstances were. If you need help, Chiron is all about, natural therapies as well. And this can be any of the natural therapies. It can also be, natural remedies, natural medicines and so on. You can use a Bach flower, remedies which work on multiple levels within the psyche and in the body. Whatever you're drawn to, whatever you feel that you can help, then try different ones. But it's all about that natural help. It can also be medicinal. And it's also about understanding that and coming to grips with that, because whatever process you go through in this healing, this opening up and healing and allowing that wound to actually fully heal now, because you've opened it up, you've let the light in, and you've acknowledged that it's had a place in your life. That acknowledgement is important, because then you don't suppress it. All right. And accept it. And once you've been through that process, you can help others, because you've now learned something really, really valuable. And everything you learn gets recorded in the Akashic records for other people to tap in to learn from. So don't think that any learning experience that you go through is lost. That's never the case. Every single thing that you learn while you are here is recorded. And that is like a library for others who may be going through something similar. But you can actually manifest this knowledge fully in your day-to-day life. You can help others just by giving a bit of advice or support or holding their hand, or you can make a profession of it. It's a wonderful key. And this is why the K is what represents Chiron's energy. So it's all about that, but it can also be, sort of any kind of study of the natural therapies or of study of the natural world is looked upon greatly from the Chiron point of view. And you can make, as I said, you can make a profession from it. But it's also it's getting healing. Really, that is the main thing with this card. And you have an opportunity now in this month. So now, for you, as I said, some of these qualities may be interchangeable, but we've got Mawu, Mother Earth, and we've got Venus, Love. You are called upon to help with environmentalism. This is one aspect of her, but her other aspect is grounding. So as I said to you, during this very potent Piscean energy, you're going to, you'll be literally carried away on the wings of love. So you could be feeling this very, very strongly at this time. And it is about raising your frequency, raising your vibration, and staying in that love vibration. Love is the fabric of the universe. It is all there is. Everything else is a learning experience, and it's created by you. So, but love is eternal, and it's the language of the universe. So, all things to do with love come in with this. And you can get a little bit carried away with it. As I said, sometimes with the Piscean energy that is possible, but just make sure that you're grounded, and do grounding activities. So this can be spending time in nature, which is what Chiron is all about. Spending time in nature, whether it's walking, hiking, spending time in near water, or just getting your hands in the soil through gardening, anything that keeps you grounded, anything that keeps your feet on the ground. If you can get involved in environmental things, but it can also just be within your home, clearing out toxic things, moving over to more natural sort of products. Lots of things you can do, recycling, whatever you can do to help lighten the load of planet Earth. But also during that process, you can help others. You can perhaps give your time or your energy or donate something to an environmental body, but also just for yourself, stay grounded, get involved. Even if it's a neighborhood cleanup or a beach cleanup, whatever you can do. But it's saying to you that you need to ground yourself while this beautiful Venus energy is upon you. It's all things beautiful, all things refined. It's also everything in the beauty industry comes in with Venus. Venus loves the arts, loves anything beautiful. So anything artistic, if you're artistic in any way, shape or form, you could really be channeling the Venus energy. It also loves luxury, sweet things. And also loves, money. So, spending money may come in, luxuries and so on. So there's nothing wrong with a splurge and all that. Just don't go overboard. As I said, you can get carried away with too much of that, but stay in the love vibration, enjoy this beautiful vibration, but make sure that you are grounded. Then for your person, we've got Scorpio, I transform, and we've got Sich, quiet time. So this person is going through transformation at this time. Very strong energy. This is ending cycles, beginning cycles. They may be dealing with all kinds of deep, dark emotions that are rising to the surface at this time. This can be jealousy, envy, manipulation, control. All of these things may come in, but it is also the rising up of psychic knowledge. So they may be also waking up in some way. But it is very much about transformation. So this is going from one phase into another, or closing a chapter and starting a new one, or just transitioning between cycles. And it's a very powerful phase. Monetary things may also come in, finance. Could come in. So they could be grappling with a number of things at this time. But they could also be transforming from past behaviors, and actually going forward into a new phase. It can also be regeneration or renewal of something. So they could be going back to something, or they could be returning to an interest of theirs, or it could be a career, or they could just be renewing themselves in a way. And this can be bodily, so this can be through the sexual energy. They could be going through a phase of renewal or regeneration. But it's a very powerful energy. And, anything to do with sex, anything to do with death, anything to do with rebirth comes in with Scorpio. So the death is normally symbolic, and that is the ending of something in order to be able to start something new. But it can also be to do with, it can be somebody's physically passing around them, but usually it's like an ego death, or some other aspect of their life is falling away. And so they're transforming through that. And then the rebirth, as I said, is regeneration, renewal. Now for Sich, take some quiet time alone to rest, meditate, and contemplate. So this is how they're going to get through this energy. They need time just to be by themselves, or quiet time with you, where, there's external stimulus is gone, and they can just process this energy. And spending time, in nature or exercise or whatever it is that does it for them to keep them wholesome and balanced. Outlets for this very powerful energy. They need an outlet. And for some people, it would be meditation, quiet time. And for others, it's some other, perhaps spending time in nature, but on their own, or exercising or whatever. But quiet time is required. And this is to access inner wisdom and inner knowing and inner knowledge to guide them forward. And the strong meditation energy coming in here. And this can be in nature or indoors or wherever it is that they like to be. But it needs to be quiet. So, distractions need to be phased out so that they can really go within to tap into the psychic energy, which does rise up with Scorpio as well. So it's a very deep energy, very deep, dark places can sometimes be tapped into, and things can be rising up. Things that were not known before can be rising up. Now, this can be secrets. It can be things that they didn't notice or didn't see before. Now they're seeing it. But just things can rise up from the deep to be acknowledged and to be dealt with. And this, as I said, can be the Chiron healing. So this can be past situations, relationships, problems, whatever it is, rising up. Because there was a wounding around that original event, and that needs to be dealt with. That needs to be acknowledged. It needs to be opened up and really cleansed and acknowledged. There's a forgiveness a ritual that needs to be happening there, and that can be simple. There's lots of different ways to do that, but the main thing is to release energy from being trapped in that situation, so that they can pull the energy back to themselves for regeneration and renewal. Then we've got here, for the current situation, 8th house endings and beginnings. So as I said, this is Scorpio, rules the 8th house. All right. So these two are very prominent, and it's more than likely to do with your person. But, so everything I said for Scorpio applies for the 8th house as well, but financial issues may be very strong with the 8th house. This is normally big finance. So this is investments, inheritances, insurances, legacies, assets, banking, accounting, tax comes in very strongly. Anything to do with big finance. All right. And if there has been some sort of death involved, that it may be coming into your relationship in some way, then it could be in the form of an inheritance, dealing with that, handling other people's money, something like that, setting up a legacy. If you've been together a long time, and you already have children, or perhaps your children have grown up, then you could be very well looking at long-term finance, how you're going to change that, legacies, and so on. But again, sexuality comes in. Any sort of sex, death, and rebirth, as I said, those same themes keep coming up. Regeneration, renewal, and the psychic energy again. So, but also some deep things that may have not been seen or acknowledged before could be rising up to be dealt with, but they need to rise up. Otherwise they fester, and that's what causes problems. Okay. So Athena, inner wisdom, you know what to do, trust your inner wisdom and take appropriate action without delay. All right. So you know what to do. You've got, you've got some powerful energies. Your person's got some powerful energies, and, you're going to just know. You're just going to know. You've got your inner wisdom here with the owl, and there's a full moon coming in. So full moon in March will be the 28th, and that's in Libra. So there's somewhere around there, you may notice something as well, but it's inner wisdom, tapping into that. There's communication as well. And you've also got the angel wings. So this is, you could be hearing things, you could be getting downloads, you could be, intuiting things, and this is going to guide you. But as I said, psychic knowledge comes in very strongly with the 8th house, the rising up of that inner knowing, that deep knowing. So, all of this is going to assist you. You know what to do. You're going to know what to do, and you just, move forward with whatever guidance you get at that time. There could be a little bit of jealousy. There could be a little bit of control. There could be a little bit of manipulation going on here, whether this is externally coming in from other situations around you or within the relationship. But I feel it could be external. That's sort of, coming in, but you've got opportunities for resolutions and, the endings of things, resolutions and endings, old cycles, ending things that no longer serve you, and resolutions to probably long-term things. You've got the opportunity that, and this is going to be long experiences and woundings from long ago that need to be aired and sorted out now. But honesty is going to be important here. Okay, very important. So now you've also got a personal issue reaches resolution, full moon in Cancer. So this goes with everything I've said. The Cancerian side of it is normally family and domestic issues. So this could be within the home, but also family, whether it's your extended family or whether you actually have a family with your person. So, but something is going to come up for resolution. And with the Cancerian energy, as I said, it's all about family. It's about nurturing yourself and others. It's also about, tapping into your deep instincts and intuitions, instinctual, very much with Cancer, very resilient energy as well. They can really bounce back from all kinds of things. They can really bounce back. So gather that energy around you. Be resourceful. That's another quality of Cancer. Be resourceful. And, nurturing, looking after your loved ones, closing in to protect them. It's a very protective energy. It's also, full moon is like a result. But it can also be about, forgiveness and gratitude as well. So there is, as I said, forgiveness that needs to come in here, whether it's something to do within the relationship or whether it's your person needs to forgive past circumstances in their life or earlier stages in your relationship. You just take it as it resonates for you. I mean, you may only just be starting on your relationships, and this is going to apply to previous situations, experiences, and your energy gets trapped in those experiences, and your attitudes gets molded around that. Even though you've outgrown it and you've now moved on to somebody else, your energy gets trapped there. You've got to release that. Okay. So this is all about that. But it's also, it's a very emotional energy. Very full moon is very emotional. So emotions will be high, but you've got the opportunity for resolution. Just do the work, do the inner work. And I'm sure you will get through that.